Hi everyone and welcome to Life Prepared. Before we get started, I'm going to apologize up front. We have a major windstorm going on outside, so if you hear a lot of odd noises, it's probably that. Now I told you I would talk a little bit about the vacuum sealer. This one happens to be a super cheap off-brand. I go on Amazon and I watch reviews and pick up, something that people say is a good deal at a good price and that they last. I have used the Food Saver brand for well over 30 years, and the one I had about 3 years ago just quit on me. I had used it, I don't know, it was just a wonderful little machine, and I end up not liking their brand anymore. I hate to say it, because I bought one, in 3 months it was dead, would not vacuum, called the company, they didn't honor the warranty, because it came from a different store and I didn't have the receipt and the packaging, etc., etc. So I thought, well, I'll buy one directly from the company. I do so. The first one I get, paid, I don't know, $180 or something. It was supposed to be a real good one, had storage and all that in it, and it didn't work right out of the box. I had to wait for them to send me a package, get a new one, and where I live, it took almost 2 weeks. Got the second one, it didn't work. They told me to take out the seal and wet it and put it back in. Didn't work. I was on the phone with them for hours. Sent me a third one. Within 2 months, it wouldn't vacuum anymore. So I hate to say it, my favorite thing in the world, I can't recommend anymore. But if you guys know of one that actually works, let me know, because this one I paid like 24 bucks for. It's not going to last very long. And the problem with this one is it will not use the little cap that I really, really like to use for the jars. So I'm going to hang on to it, hoping that, I can get another one someday. But the reason for this video was to kind of show you a couple ways that I save money on my vacuum bags, because they can be quite expensive. The first thing is to buy them in a roll. It's plain and simple. You cut what you need. You make a seal on the bottom after you cut it. You put your food in there, seal up the top as usual. This is much cheaper than buying the pre-made bags, although they're still, quite expensive. Again, this is look for other brands. I really like this brand. It's less expensive, and it works really well. Now you'll see this was pre-used. This says roast on it. What I do is, once I take out the food, this has probably been used a couple of times. I don't care if it's got the name, but you could take a nail polish remover and take that off if it bothers you. But what I do is, after I cut the seal off, remove my meat, I take and I cut the other end off. The reason for that is I can then, sorry, it's going to be loud. I can turn them inside out. This is how I save the most money. Some of these bags are probably 5 years old, easy. I turn them inside out. I like to use the Dawn dish soap. It's my favorite for removing any residue. I scrub them really well with the Dawn, rinse them, and then I make a sanitizing solution with bleach. I let them soak for a little bit, so there will be no possibility that there's going to be any germs of any kind left. Rinse them super well, and then I can set them up like that to dry, and they dry really well. Flip them back the right side round and seal both ends to use them. Another thing you can do, now it's not preferred, but it works. If I could find my little strip here. You can, oh, here it is. You can use, I need something underneath it so you can see a little better. Excuse me. You can use a brand name Ziploc bag. This is a freezer bag, and you can take that little strip that you cut off the top of the bag every time you open it, and you can save those. You take that strip and you cut the zipper off. This is a zipper bag. I cut that zipper off. You can take a piece of the top that you cut off and you stick it down in the bag so it sticks up just a little bit above. Now this isn't long enough for this. It needs to go down 3/4 of the way. This is the only piece I had, but I just wanted to show you how to do that. And then you can put this in your vacuum sealer, just like you would, and seal it down. It'll suck all the air out. This is not for long-term storage. It will not last as long as the regular bags, but it will keep you from getting ice crystals on your food. And I would say it lasts a good 3 months, where I've had some of these well over 2 years with my meat and never had a change in quality. But anyway, that's a couple ways that you can save money on these bags. And you don't have to use it just for food, because they will work wonderful for things like putting your clothes in there if you're going to go camping. You can put your clothes in it, seal them up. If you're in a canoe and you tip over, at least you're guaranteed one good dry pair of clothes. And I also put my important documents in there and put those in my safe, so if I'm ever flooded, then I know my things like my birth certificate, Social Security card, and things like that are safe and sealed. But now for the last video where I showed you the dehydrator, I made some fried rice. This is a full meal. For me, if it didn't quite fit into a half-size jar, if it did, I could put an oxygen absorber and put the regular canning lid on there, and it will suck out all the air, last for years. But I like to take these with me. I call them my ready meals. I can throw them in my get home bag if you want to. I could take them camping, and I don't have to worry about a jar. So let me show you real quick how this works. This is a bag that had been used for something else. I sealed up the bottom with the vacuum sealer. Shows you I can reuse it. Been scrubbed, sanitized. I could put my new food in there. This is a complete meal for one. I like to put in the what is in it and how to cook it right inside. I spread it out a little bit. Now I do like to put these on a book. For me, it just seems to work a little better. I want to make sure it's in there. I like to flatten it out a little bit so that it will store better. There you go. Now this sealer, it takes a little bit of extra work, but it works. For $24, I'm not going to complain. It's better than paying $189 and not having it work. So I'm going to put my bag in there. You have to push the button, and you do have to assist it a little bit. Oh, see, it's already sucking it down. It's sealing. And we're done. It's quick and easy. Now, I have my meal completely sealed up. That's going to last me for years. Lightweight. No worrying about breaking anything. I can see exactly what's in there, my recipe, how to cook it, and that can go in with my long-term food storage. There you go. Quick and easy. And the last thing I'm going to mention is this book one more time. As soon as I get to 250 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway, and this book is one of them. It has a section on each what I call life skill. This is called Preserving Summer's Bounty. It's a Rodale Press book, and I just find it's got a lot of good basic information in here. There's a nice section on freezing. It'll talk about what to do if your freezer dies and you need to keep your freezer or the power goes out. But most importantly, it goes each individual food, such vegetables and fruit, if you need to blanch them, how to do it, for how long, and on your fruit, how to keep them from discoloring. So if you're not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing. This book is going to be an upcoming giveaway. Well, I hope you learned a little bit. I know I'm talking fast. I wanted to do this quick for you. Show you how I'm going to store my fried rice I made in my previous video. I am going to link it down below if you want to see how I made this. Anyway, have a wonderful day, everybody, and I hope you'll join me again soon.